if this is a case of the NES Classic, it's hard to say. You know, what I'm talking about there is, of course, deliberately restricting the amount of consoles available to give a false sense of scarcity and demand when there isn't one. I'm going to say probably not, because, well, it is a new mainline console from Nintendo, but, you know, let's wait and see what happens. We may indeed be having an NES Classic situation, or we may not. Time will only tell, my friends. So, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
The Nintendo Switch is here. Now that we've got over the honeymoon phase, it's time to ask, what features is the multi-purpose console hiding? Everyone is already...
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that when we first saw that promotional art for the Dragon Ball Super Universe Survival arc, we saw Gohan, we saw Android 17. A lot of people were excited because we're going to see some of the side characters get some shine, but there were questions being raised, like for example, where are Goten and Trunks, and why the hell is Master Roshi there? Now, obviously, in the development of Goku during his young life, Muten Roshi or Kame Sennin was a very important figure in Goku becoming a better martial artist, being Goku's second martial arts instructor behind his own grandfather Gohan, who at one time was a student of Roshi's. But needless to say, as the series progressed, Master Roshi went into retirement and everybody else pretty much surpassed him. But the question now is, why is Master Roshi on this team? You mean to tell me that they couldn't find anybody stronger than Master Roshi in the entirety of Universe 7? Maybe there's a reason. And on this video, I'm going to tell you some possible scenarios as to what Roshi could be doing on the Universe 7 team during the Universe Survival arc in Dragon Ball Super. Let's go.
This is Goku Black. You mortals had better push that subscribe button and follow Geekdom on social media. Do it, filthy mortals.
That's right, Master Roshi, Kame Sennin, the Turtle Hermit, Muten Roshi, the Man of 1,000 Names, is indeed in the Universal Survival Arc Omniversal Tournament representing Universe 7. And, you know, I did my breakdown a few weeks ago about the strongest versus the weakest characters of Goku, Vegeta, 17, 18. You know, the Universe 17. And Roshi was dead last as being the weakest character of the team. A lot of people have been asking, well, where they go to and Trunks? I think we're going to get an answer where they're at. I think we're all going to know at some point before the season begins. Maybe there is a no children rule, and I know some people are like, well, they're strong. I know that, but we'll see. I'm sure that Dragon Ball Super will give us an explanation. But on this video, I want to talk about Roshi in the tournament. He's weak. Obviously, he can't stand up to anybody, any of the 5 fighters from Universe 6, much less who knows what other fighters are going to be appearing in this tournament from all the different universes. So what could Roshi provide? What could Roshi do for Team Universe 7? And joining me to talk about this, please welcome the El Capitan of Geek List TV, MJ.
Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to be on your channel.
I love how this topic we literally just did this literally a minute after you hit me up. So here's the story. MJ wakes up and he goes, do you think it's possible, blah, 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 Roshi? And I go, let's do a video about it. And here we are. So you have your theory, I'm going to ask you about it in a second. But one of the things that I kind of perceive from Roshi being on this team is experience. Roshi has the most experience out of anybody on Team Universe 7. Now, obviously, some people are thinking, but Geekdom, you know, Whis is older than Roshi, or so we presume. We think he is, and obviously he has all kinds of martial arts tactics and techniques and experience. Yes, that's true, but maybe Whis is not going to be allowed to be a coach in this. Maybe it has to be somebody who's a mortal, a ninja. And who to Roshi to be kind of a coach for Universe 7. What do you think?
That's actually a pretty good point. I haven't seen many people bring that up, Danny. Like, because if you remember in the recent episode, Beerus was kind of like, oh, I'm picking Goku. He's going to be like the team captain, right? Well, what if, like, they introduce where, like, Beerus can't be the guy members? What if he isn't? Like, what if it's like an all-mortal thing? So, obviously, the next choice to focus on a martial arts expert would be Roshi, right?
The guy's got experience. And the thing is, he taught Goku everything he knows, but well, not everything, but he didn't teach him everything that he knows. In other words, Roshi may have something up his sleeve. So, and that was kind of part of your theory. So, what's your idea here of what may be the secret behind the turtle hermit? So to speak?
Well, we know that Super isn't opposed to just bringing stuff back from the old days. You know, they brought back the Mafuba, they brought back stuff like that, right?
Sure.
I just feel like if they were to take that storyline or that little subplot of like Mutaito, like working over the years or working over time, creating the Mafuba, when you look back at how many times recently the Earth's been attacked, when you look back at the Frieza coming to Earth, you know, for revenge over Goku, you have Garo creating the artificial humans, you have all this stuff happening, Buu awakening, you know what I mean? You have all this stuff happening. It might be a bit left field, and obviously some people will call it an asshole, right? It might be a bit left field, but is it really too illogical, bro? Is it really too illogical to think that over the years they can obviously implement, maybe Roshi's been working like on a technique, maybe he's been working on, because GT did this as well, where they pull little stuff, they just pull little lines, they pull little statements, and they create like little story arcs out of it. Obviously with the Barry Con, you have all that stuff with the Saiyaman, right? You have all that stuff going on. Like, you remember that scene in the history of Trunks' time, and obviously, you remember that scene where Roshi was sort of so pissed that he wished he could do something against the artificial humans, you know? Like, he was ready to go throw down with them before the others calmed him down.
It's a TV special.
It's a TV special.
But in your defense, that was not the manga.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm just saying, like, is it too illogical, bro? Is it too illogical to think that maybe over the years Roshi has been working on a technique just in case?
Well, okay, that's a fair point, but I will challenge your point by saying, why didn't we see that technique in Resurrection F?
That's where the actual comes in. That's
Okay.
where the actual.
I see. So you're thinking Toei super logic here. Let's just bring something up and just forget about the past.
Definitely. And it could just be Toei, remember that, because Toei has been doing a lot of stuff. Obviously, the Trunks arc has not finished yet in the manga version, the manga adaptation, but I obviously can just make the logical assumption, I don't think we're going to see the Mafuba in the manga. Like, I just do not think we're going to see it.
No, absolutely not, because it's not even, I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's not enough time, and we haven't even had a hint to it. No, the Mafuba stuff's just for the anime, and it was kind of a throwback that kind of went nowhere, you know, in some cases. But, so you think Roshi may be developing a technique? Okay, the thing is that I think there might be some credence to your, I guess, prophecy, because one thing that I will say is I do believe that some of these universes, see, I think that a lot of the fandom is under the impression that these universes are all going to be just as tough as Universe 6, if not tougher. And I don't think that's the case for all of them. Remember, we have 12 universes. We're probably going to have some, for lack of a better term, jabroni universes. You know, like for all intents and purposes, Universe 3 or Universe, 11 might be a bunch of jabronis. It might be a bunch of Monakas, and for all we know, Roshi and Kenshin Han and Krillin may just go in there and curb stomp all of them. You know, they don't all have to be world beaters. You know, only the big important ones will be. You know what I'm saying? So I could totally see a scenario where they run it the first round of the tournament, for example, if they even do rounds. We don't know how the tournament's going to be structured yet, but once we do know, I'll definitely do a video on it. It could be that Universe 7 is matched up against Universe 12, and maybe Universe 12 has a bunch of pussies, bro. I mean, who knows? In which case, Roshi would do something. I mean, I'm wondering if Toriyama is putting all these characters in this tournament just to give everybody equal shine. But then again, I also wonder, wouldn't he want to get over new people? Maybe there's too many new guys out there. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of unanswered questions with this whole thing.
To back up your point, though, when you look back at Dragon Ball Z, like, the Saiyans were called a warrior race, you know what I mean? They were called a warrior race in the universe, and the fact that, like, Beerus was actually kind of shocked that someone could beat Frieza, that tells you, bro, that most of Universe 7, most of it anyways, is weaker than the average Saiyan and the average strongest Namekian.
Well, no, the average Saiyan is usually pretty weak. It's Goku and Vegeta who are the standouts. But
I mean, like, mortals, other planets out there, like other mortals, most of them probably won't even stack up to the average Saiyan. I would think, the average Frieza soldier.
Yeah, you're saying that Beerus is surprised that somebody like Goku could have been the one to beat Frieza, and
Yeah.
maybe if he has knowledge of the other universes. But the thing is, maybe he doesn't have knowledge. Maybe the only one that does is Whis, and he's just, you know. And again, it could be another asshole. Yeah, but it is interesting though, because I do think we're gonna have at least 1 or 2 jabroni universes. I mean, they're ones that nobody cares about, that the Omni King's just gonna wipe out, and that's that. So
Very plausible. Very plausible.
all right, well, everybody check out Geek List TV. I'm going to put a link to his channel down below in the description, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. What do you think Roshi is going to do? Will he train the other 9 fighters on some secret techniques? Is he developing his own secret technique? Will he be kind of a coach, giving Goku and the others advice from experience, martial arts tactics? What do you think we're going to see out of Roshi? Or do you think he's just in there for comedy? Do you think maybe he might, like, feel up one of the Universe 3 women and get disqualified? I mean, I'm just throwing ideas out here. It could be anything, really.
They could do that. They could like pull from the original 21st Budokai. They could do some shit with like Ram Fan, bro. You know what I mean?
And
like,
notice it's Roshi, not Jackie Chun in the tournament. This is Muten Roshi in the tournament, not Jackie Chun. Although I would love to see Jackie Chun.
Can you imagine that, bro? If he shows up with Chun, dude, I'm a pop.
No, I would pop. Oh man, don't even, bro. You just get, man. I'm smiling right now. How awesome that would be. All right, well, everybody, and then maybe Goku finally, after all these years, finally finds out that's the same guy. That would be great. Well, let us know what you think in the comments. We'll talk to y'all down the road.
Hello everyone, it's your host Seth the Program, and today we're going to be touching up on a very heavily requested topic. You guys were like, Seth, what's your opinion on the Universe 7 team? Do you think it's a good team? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm actually just going to be going over a power scale. I'm going to tell you guys how strong you can expect these guys to be. Remember, everything I give in this video is actually weaker than what they will be. I'm just giving you a general gist of how strong they are. I think the most interesting analysis in this video will be Master Roshi, because a lot of people downplay him for whatever fucking reason, because, well, he was weaker than King Piccolo, you know? So they downplay Master Roshi. I think everyone else is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go over a brief description of everybody. So let's start from, we're going to be going from right to left on the poster, you know? So we're going to be starting off with my boy Piccolo. I fucking love this dude, and I was glad that he got in the Universe 6 tournament. He whooped some Frost ass. Okay, so starting off with Piccolo. The thing about Piccolo is that Piccolo was training with Gohan, okay? Now, the thing about Gohan is that Gohan is kind of rusty, and I'm going to be doing Piccolo and Gohan at the same time because they kind of correlate to each other, because Piccolo does scale to him, is that Gohan is rusty, but he's not, like, complete fodder to his mystic form, okay? He's actually relativistic. If you want to get technical, Tagoma, or Tagoma, potato, Tagoma was stated by Gohan to be as strong as Gohan in his prime, which is Mystic Gohan level. So Tagoma is Mystic Gohan level in Revival of F, okay? And Piccolo is taking hits from this guy and not dying. Gohan's taking hits from this guy and not dying. And then when Gohan goes Super Saiyan, he fucking one-shots a Mystic Gohan level fighter. Bam, right there, done. It's over. Gohan is stronger than he ever has been with his new Super Saiyan stacked on his weakened Mystic form. And then what you need to realize is he trains on top of this. He gets back into shape a little bit. There's people that are saying he trained even harder during the Future Trunks arc. He is basically Mystic Gohan level, and here's Piccolo fucking whooping this dude's ass, right? So Piccolo is relativistic to a percentage of Mystic Gohan. So he's at least above Cell Games level, and I feel like people downplay both these guys because they're fucking both very powerful fighters. Stop shitting on Gohan and Piccolo, right? I actually have 2 videos where I go into more description about that you may enjoy, so be Be sure to check those out if you haven't already. Those will be in the description. Alright, now onto my boy Tien Shinhan. So the thing about Tien Shinhan, okay, is that people really, they're like, why is Tien on the team and not Goten and Trunks? I'm about to tell you why Tien's on the fucking team. Okay, the thing about Tien is not only is he a magnificent fighter, probably one of the best fighters in the series, is that Tien, he worries more about technique than his potential. So the reason he showed up for the Android Assault is because he developed the Neo Tri-Beam attack. The Neo Tri-Beam attack was so powerful that he was able to actually dent Semi-Perfect Cell. He was actually able to put scratches on him. Cell couldn't do shit to him. Remember, this is the same Semi-Perfect Cell that could tank punches from Android 16 without feeling anything. He didn't even flinch when he got hit by Android 16. And here's fucking Tien Shinhan blasting this dude away. And then you give Tien, like, what is it, over a decade more training. He's able to blast away one of Boo-Tank's attacks. Now, I'm not saying he's Boo-Tank's level, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Tien is not in the weakest link here, alright? Tien is stronger than both the androids on the team, easily. You'd fucking a Bloodlust Tien would solo both androids 17 and 18, and he could probably shit on Goten and Trunks as well, if he used the Neo Tri-Beam. So I'm actually going to predict for you guys that Tien is going to be a lot like Piccolo was. He's going to be relying a lot on his technique, and I wouldn't be surprised if, honestly, he bodied someone with his fucking Tri-Beam, because that shit was deadly. I'd also like to bring up something, about like the android level fighters in Tien, is that first form Frieza casually obliterated Planet Vegeta, a planet with 10 times the gravity of Earth, okay? 10 times the gravity of Earth. And the thing about his explosion is that not even the main explosion actually destroyed the planet. Just the pure like presence of his energy sent the planet flying, and then his shit exploded, which takes about 1.7 tenatons of force, which is small star level just at first form Frieza. And then imagine the androids that can one-shot final form Frieza, and then imagine Tien Shinhan's Tri-Beam that can one-shot the androids. So you really got to take that into consideration. Tien is honestly just a monster when it comes to power, and you really got to stop overlooking him. Same goes for Piccolo and Gohan. Master Roshi. All right, now I'm actually most excited to do this one because I was actually going to make a separate video on Roshi, but I thought I'd give a little description on him here. So people are shitting all over Roshi. All right, I don't know why. I mean, I can kind of understand because Roshi used to be fodder. Okay, but what you need to understand about Roshi is that Roshi is stronger than he was in original Dragon Ball. Like, people have this mindset that Roshi's in the same league that he was in original Dragon Ball, and that's completely ridiculous. Okay, so the thing about Roshi in original Dragon Ball is that he wasn't even King Piccolo level, okay? King Piccolo wasn't even like 1/5 or 1/4 the level as a fucking Frieza soldier, okay? So Master Roshi was fodder, right? He was fodder, but then you see Master Roshi in Fukasu no F. He's mastered his buff form, he's using it in combat, and he's taking on Frieza soldiers, the same Frieza soldiers that said, oh, a power level of 1000 is fucking nothing. Power level 1000 being over 4 times King Piccolo, and here's Master Roshi whooping some fucking Frieza fodder ass, right? And this is the same Frieza fodder that may have actually been training to go to Earth, okay? If you look at Shisame, he was like fucking Dodoria level, right? He's Dodoria level, 6 months of training, he's a super Namek Piccolo level, then he goes with Tagoma, so it can be naturally implied, hey, everyone got prepared for this attack on Earth. So these Frieza soldiers might actually be way stronger than they would have been normally in the past, and here's Master Roshi whooping all of their asses. Is it ridiculous to say Goten and Trunks gonna take his place? Maybe, but like I said, it all comes down to combat experience as well, and Master Roshi might be stronger than we actually give him credit for, so for Goku and Vegeta, they're pretty self-explanatory. Remember, I have a fuck ton videos of how strong they are. I'll be linking those in the description, actually. If you want to know how strong Goku and Vegeta are as gods, or even in current Dragon Ball Super, you want to know how they scale to the series, I will put all of those in the description because that will take a fuck ton of time to go over. But let's just say Goku is now stronger than he was in the Universe 6 tournament by like over 10 times. He's at least 10 times stronger than he was in the Universe 6 tournament. Proof of this is his battle with Hit, the same Hit that was capable of taking hits from, you know, I know, hit took hits. The same hit that took hits from Kaioken times 10 Goku got fucking one-shotted by Goku not using the Kaioken after the Goku Black Arc, so he's at least 10 times stronger than he was in Universe 6 tournament. That's all I'm gonna say about his power, alright? If you want to learn more, I'll put that shit in the description, because that will take way too fucking long. Okay, and the thing about the androids is that Android 17, he was confirmed stronger than Android 18, right? But Android 18 has been kind of training with Krillin. She's been kind of learning some martial arts and getting into shape. So I would honestly say that she's just Android 17 level. I mean, we can't really say anything otherwise. I mean, feel free to say Android 17 is still stronger. That's perfectly fine. I'm just going to say in my own personal headcanon, I'm going to say they're more close than they were, you know, during the Android arc, because, you know, she has been training and he's been going around being a fucking park ranger or something. And I'll go over this once again. They're basically star levels scaling off of Frieza's, you know, star level feat earlier in the series. And especially, this actually correlates and makes sense when you consider the fact that Super Perfect Cell, who's probably a few dozens of times stronger at best, was capable of obliterating the solar system while not even at full power. Because remember, he was putting more power behind his solar system level attack. So yeah, the androids being at least star levels, capable of blowing up the sun, does make a lot of sense. So they're at least star level, and weaker than Tien Shinhan's Tri-Beam. Now, is Tien stronger than the androids in base? I'll leave that up to you guys. Okay, Krillin. Geekdom 101 was actually trying to forward people over to me. He's like, oh, Krillin will whoop Frieza's ass, you know? I never said that. Okay, I just want to make that clear, but he can whoop Frieza's ass, alright? It's plausible when you consider the fact that, one, Krillin is somewhat relativistic to Tien. Tien would shit on Krillin. That is not arguable, okay? But Krillin is training now. Krillin has been training. He has been getting a lot stronger. He's training with God Goku right now. Krillin's training with a god right now. Okay, so Krillin's going to be a fucking beast in this tournament. I guarantee you Krillin is going to be a beast. So he's at least going to be android level after this tournament, probably. And honestly, the flyers for Krillin are like, oh, the strongest Earthling is Krillin. So, I mean, if Toriyama is just going to fucking ignore power scaling, which he usually does, then Krillin might be stronger than Tien. And if that's the case, Krillin honestly might be android level. Krillin has been moving his ass in gear and has been training, so I'm going to predict that Krillin will make a flashy appearance in this, and that's why he's getting his own little training special, is that he's going to be much stronger. And Majin Buu is Majin Buu. He's strong enough to fucking slaughter 1 trillion galaxies over the course of 75,000 years, and he's capable of flying across galaxies. Dude's a beast. Even Toriyama was like, dude, even Buu doesn't even know his own power level. That dude just keeps growing stronger and stronger. So yeah, that's the thing about Buu, is that he grows stronger over the years because his power just constantly develops the more he consumes and eats. And especially after his battles with Goku, he would honestly learn more. So Buu is going to be much stronger than he was in the Buu saga, but he's probably going to be around the same, so don't really expect anything different for his bad ass that always sleeps all day. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked my list. This isn't really opinionated. This is actually kind of more factual. Where I did use my opinion, I did say, oh, that's my headcanon. I always do that. If you guys enjoy what I do, be sure to subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. And until next time.
Vegeta, one of the most savage known characters in the Dragon Ball show. In fact, his Super Saiyan transformation sequences alone are one of the most badass scenes in the series.
That's right, my friend. Let me ask you, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Are you ready now to witness a power not seen for thousands of years?
Yet, Vegeta is infamously known to skip some Super Saiyan transformations. One transformation in particular is Super Saiyan 3. Toriyama seems to completely dismiss the idea of Vegeta going to that form. Funny enough, Vegeta skips this form in both Dragon Ball Super and even Dragon Ball GT. Canon or not, he still skipped it. And while yes, going to Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan 4 has nothing to do with going Super Saiyan 3 first, however, it's interesting to note that Vegeta ignores that transformation in both shows, despite him having both the talent and physical condition to achieve them. So why doesn't Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3? Now I'll have to address one little thing before I explain the answer, and that I'm not discussing whether Vegeta will ever go Super Saiyan 3 in either shows, but rather what is the reason behind Vegeta not shown to go Super Saiyan 3, because a lot of official Dragon Ball video games have no problem in displaying Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 form. In fact, it seems that like common tradition for many different fans and companies to envision the Saiyan Prince in his long golden hair glory. But like I said, Toriyama seems to have a different opinion, because Vegeta is clearly capable of going Super Saiyan 3, especially when he was able to surpass Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the famous My Bulma scene, where Vegeta was able to surpass Goku by tapping into his own rage mode. Now you could say that this temporary power-up has nothing to do with him being able to go Super Saiyan 3, but I would disagree, because the whole concept of Super Saiyan 3 as described by Goku is literally digging deeper, which despite being so vague, it's a concept that Goten and Trunks easily grasped upon by merely seeing Goku go in Super Saiyan 3 once. But then again, that was Gotenks, and Gotenks, despite not being as experienced as Vegeta, his strong base form led him to achieve Super Saiyan 3, almost effortlessly, may I add. However, in Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta's God Essence base form was clearly stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I'm also confident that Vegeta's regular suppressed base form is stronger than base Gotenks as well. Moreover, Vegeta already saw Goku use Super Saiyan 3 against Kid Buu, and against Trunks in Dragon Ball Super, which again, those are clear signs that Vegeta does not lack the knowledge or talent in Dragon Ball Super to go Super Saiyan 3. But unfortunately, there is one reason why Vegeta might never go Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Super. It's because Vegeta already went